Well, I just see fitting. Our second water cooling guide is about fittings. Hello my friends, my name is Enrique and today we're going to be talking about water cooling fittings. There are thousands, if not millions, of different types of fittings out there for you to purchase. But of course we are not going to see them, all of them, because if not this video will be 1 hour long or even more. But we are going to see probably all the fittings that you will ever need in your loop. But before we start speaking about fittings, we have to speak about tubing, because there are two different types of tubing that you can choose for your system. We are speaking about soft tubing and hard tubing. Soft tubing is the more easy to use, especially for beginners, but also I know for veterans, because you don't need to have all the pain that is to bend tubes, to measure them and to cut them in the right sizes. And even so, if some people doesn't like the look of soft tubing, I personally like it, and you can also make your runs look really good, even though if they are not going to look so clean as when you are using hard tubing. Hard tubing can be anything from PETG, acrylic, metals like copper for example, and even glass if you dare so. This tubing normally will not fog, and you can make it look really sweet inside of your system, making it really clean with beautiful bends all around it. But of course, you will have to learn how to bend it, how to cut it into sizes, and how to measure it precisely. I have made already in the past a couple of hard line builds in my life, and I tell you guys, that is a learning curve. Of course, you're going to see beautiful results in your PC, but it's not for everyone. So you have to choose for yourself what you prefer. In the case that you want to use hardline tubing, and you are really not interested in doing the bends, you can also use fittings to the bends, but we're going to speak more about that later on in the video. In both cases, if you use hardline or soft tubing, the most important thing that you have to do is to look for the sizes, because there are different sizes of tubing and of course different sizes of fittings. So you have to search that the fitting that you buy are correspondingly to the size of tubing that you choose for. For soft tubing you want to look about the outer and inner diameter of the tubing, and the same inner and outer diameter have to pass inside of your fittings. For hardline tubing you only will have to look into the outside diameter, because there is where the fitting is going to grab into the tube. So if you get, for example, 30mm tube, make sure that the fittings that you choose and that you buy, they are for 13mm as well. Because if you choose a 30mm fitting, like this one right here, and you buy a 12mm tubing, this is not going to work, this is not going to grab. Even if it is 1mm, that is huge when it comes to water. And you're going to have leaks into your system, and believe me that you don't want to have water anywhere inside of your PC. Now let's speak about the most important fittings that you will need. And these ones are the ones that they connect directly your component to the tubing itself. For soft tubing, the most old ones that people have always used is the barb fitting. And how this works is that you take your fitting and the tubing and you simply slice the tubing above the barb. Really tight, but that is something that is good. Like this. And now what you can do is to take some type of clamps or zip ties to hold it all together. And of course the ones that everybody uses right now, that they are the compression fittings. This right here, what I use it in the demonstration from the barb, is actually a compression fitting. What it is a normal G1¼ thread in one side to connect to your components, and in the other side is that barb, but also you can see they have some threads right here. So what you do is you take this collar, you put it inside of your tubing, and as you screw it in between the fitting and the tube, it makes a compression fit, the same like if you was using a zip tie on a barb. And this will be extremely stable and durable. This is not going to go nowhere. So guys, if you want to do your first water cooling system, mostly actually from fittings, this is all that you need. The soft compression fittings and some tubing, and of course your radiators, pumps and blocks for the components that you want to cool. So if you want to do your first water cooling build, this is the most easiest and budget friendly way to go, because you only need, again, the compression fitting, and the soft tubing, and you can bend it to wherever you have to go without any more issues. For hardline tubing, you will need also basically one type of fitting, and that is the rigid compression fittings. How they work is a little bit similar as the compression fittings for soft tubing, but not exactly. Let me explain. You have the fitting itself that goes into your component, and inside of it you are going to see one O-ring. You have to slide the O-ring in your tube or slide the tube really well inside of the fitting, and then you set a collar on top of it that it will close it and make a little bit of a compression. Of course, hardline tubing you cannot compress it, so mostly what this do is to hold it in place. Now guys, if you want to go to hardline tubing and you don't really want to do all the bends like I was planning before, you can go for something like this. These are already bend adapters fittings. As you can see, this is a 90-degree ones. Here you also have a 45-degree ones. You have a lot of different styles in the market. And what they do is that you set the G14 thread in your component, and then when you set your fitting inside of it, it's not longer going to be looking upwards from your component. Imagine that your component is here. It's not going to be pointing up, it's going to be pointing to the side. But it will make it more easy for you if, for example, you want to go from here to your CPU, or you have to go from here underneath, anything like that. I don't have them right here, but you also have the double rotary ones that you can bend them and make different degrees with them. You can even make a complete loop only with fittings. Of course, I will not recommend it, it will be extremely expensive, but anybody can do what they want. When it comes to this, you have three different types of them. The ones that I have right here, how I explained it before, they have a male G1/4 thread on this side, and in the other side they have a female G1/4 thread to it. So what you have to do, like I show it, is to take your fitting and thread it into place. You also have another ones, and that is what you want to use when you want to do the bends only with fittings. I don't have them right here, but imagine this. They are simply two female G1/4 threads in both sides of it. So what you have to do in that case is to set one fitting in one side and one fitting in the other one, and like this is how you can make your bends. You only have to put one straight line of tubing around here and one straight line of tubing coming from this way, and that's it. Of course, you have to think like this is going to be extremely expensive, because you will have to think that for every bend that you do, you're going to have three fittings. That's why you also have the third style of bend that I wanted to tell you guys, and that is a bend fitting like this, for example, a 90 degrees or a 45, but this come included with two compression fittings in both ends already built into it. So you really don't need to buy three fittings for every bend that you want to do into your loop. You only need to buy one of them. Of course, again, this is not so budget friendly, and if you bend the tubes yourself. So it's something to consider. One fitting that I don't have right here because I have never used it, but I really think about good opportunities that you can do, especially if you want to do modding into your cases, is the pass-through fittings. And what they are simply are, let's take this extension fitting as an example. It is a piece of metal that have threads inside and outside of them, and then you have two collars that they are a little bit wider and bigger than the threads itself and the tubing itself, and they attach to both sides of the fitting. What these do and why they are used for is, for example, if you have a case what have a basement and you want to put your radiators inside of it, or even if you want to do some modding and you want to put your rats in the outside of your case. I'm really thinking to make one build like that in the future. But I don't give you time, I don't give you promises, because it will be a long time in the future. With radiators outside, but this is how you can set it up. You make a hole in your case, and then you set the fitting inside, you close it down with both of the rings outside, and then you can screw your fittings in both sides. One thing that almost everybody oversees when it comes to building your water cooling loop is the drain system for your loop. And guys, I also didn't think about it in my first build, and it was a pain to drain it when I wanted to do maintenance, when I wanted to change components and everything like that. So I will really recommend you guys to plan your loop beforehand, even before starting to buy anything. First, plan your loop. Now, what I use to drain my system is basically I buy this. a normal valve, like you can almost everywhere see, but they are specially made for PCs. And all that it is, when it's open, you're going to see a complete free flow from the liquid inside of your PC through it. But then when you close it, there is a small ball inside of it with a nylon sealing that will stop the flow of water through it. Of course, I would recommend, to be better safe as sorry, to put a cap on the other side, so you can be sure that when it's closed, no water is going to come out of it. To know the direction is really easy. When you see it like this, from the valve itself, it's closed, and when you have it perfectly horizontal to the valve itself, then it's open. And the way to use these valves is, you can buy this type of adapters. This is another fitting that you could have in your system. For example, this is a Y adapter. You also have smaller ones, you also have with 3 exits or even 4. And it's simply to adapt 2 fittings into one. And what I do for draining my loop is that I take this part and I attach it to the out port on my pump. Then this you can attach one fitting, going for example anywhere in your system you want, to your GPU, to one radiator or anything like that, and you can add your valve to the other side. Like this, when you want to drain it, is, like I said before, so easy as to open the valve, and after you open, of course, another porthole in your loop, the air is going to be able to come inside, and all the liquid, or most of the liquid, if you set your drain system correctly, and recommended that you set it the most lower point that you can inside of your case, it's going to drain all or most of the liquid inside of it. This is pretty much it of everything that you are going to need to create your water-cooled loop inside of your system. Of course, you have, like I said, different brands, different variations of fittings and adapters, but mostly this is all that you will ever need. Are you guys planning into water cooling your system? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, my friend. Drop a like if you find the video useful, and a subscriber is always welcome. Once more, thanks for watching, and like always, see you on the next time. Bye bye.